Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the One in a Million channel. My name is Eunice Chan. So, today I will be answering one of the questions that I get asked a lot about the fear of sliding back after a mindset breakthrough. And I want to address this because oftentimes I find that people fear what happens after a breakthrough and what happens after leveling up. And I want to reassure you that it actually doesn't happen that way. Like, you don't just wake up the next day and forget that, you are this new person, you have seen this new perspective, and that this is your new reality. Like, you don't just forget about it and you don't forget how to embody that new identity. So, first, I want to break down like why this happens. First of all, it's actually because there's not enough self trust. Is you truly believe that I came, I saw, I acted on it, and I embodied this, new mindset shift? Why would you suddenly lose it? Like, why would you just forget about it? If you sit in a math class, right, you learned algebra and you understood it when the teacher explained how algebra works. You don't forget how it works. You don't forget how multiplication works. You don't forget how division works. You don't forget how percentages work, right? Like once you know it, you don't just unlearn it. You may need some reinforcement. Now, reinforcement is a different thing, but you've got to give yourself a little more trust and a little more credit because when you saw a new perspective and you saw through a new set of lenses and you felt what you felt it yourself. Nobody felt it for you. Nobody came to see it for you. You could have someone to guide you through those changes, but you were the one who shifted, right? So give yourself a bit more credit. Just because someone walked you through the process and you were able to see it because that person showed you so doesn't take away the fact that you had to experience it first to have that breakthrough, right? So that's thing number one. Trust yourself to know that you were the one who saw it and you're going to remember it. Your system will know. I also want to say that even as you go through these cycles, you have patterns that you go through in life that, you've gone through enough times to really reinforce that old way of thinking. So I just want to say that those patterns could still come up. Just because you shifted overnight doesn't mean that that cycle is suddenly going to drop because it already has so much momentum built into the machine. Really understand that when the cycle shows up again, it's actually opportunity for reinforcement and opportunity for you allow yourself to see how your new identity would be embodied, would show up in the same exact situation. So when the same cycles come up over and over again, you're not like panicking, you're not fearing, oh, what if I don't know how to handle this? You're like, okay, I can see the same cycle and I'm seeing it through my new eyes. I'm experiencing those emotions, but I'm not the same person feeling those emotions, right? I'm not the same person and I'm not the same identity going through these emotions. So the new version of me is going to go through these emotions very differently. I'm not going to respond to them in the same way as I used to. And this is very key. Just because you leveled up doesn't mean that the cycles are all of a sudden gonna stop. It doesn't mean that the emotions are all of a sudden gonna disappear. It just means that your old illusions disappear. The emotions itself, the difficult emotions itself, they don't just like dissolve from your body. It requires your conscious awareness for you to identify, for you to learn how to re identify or relearn how to deal with these feelings. So allow these cycles to slowly show you how you have changed. Allow the process to be revealing in itself instead of saying, oh, I can see the cycle and therefore I'm still the same person. Another thing that I want to say is your awareness alone is extremely powerful. And this is probably one of the most underestimated things about people's breakthroughs. When you understand that your awareness actually plays a really, really big role in your breakthroughs, you're going to realize that that itself is going to change everything for you because your awareness was not part of the equation and then now it is. So the fact that your awareness is there, like you can point out the problem, you can pinpoint what it is, you can say where I'm different, how things have changed. Your awareness alone, regardless if the situation still stays the same, your awareness is going to change everything. Just the fact that your awareness was not part of the equation, and then now your awareness is part of the equation, is going to add a new element, which is the most important ingredient in any change. It's going to change the way you relate to the problem, it's going to change the way you relate to yourself. Your awareness is going to change the way you see everything. So don't underestimate the power of your awareness. That itself can change the whole dynamic. Your awareness is going to make sure that you don't slide back. And I also want to say that just because you think you're sliding back doesn't mean that you have to interpret yourself experiencing it in that way. Now, the very last thing, and I think this is where a lot of people get tripped up, is that maybe in the end of the day, and I'm just saying maybe this may not be you, but this also could be you, that it is very possible that your brain is creating new fears to keep you stuck in a loop. And what do I mean by that? So sometimes our breakthroughs can happen and it could feel very dysregulating for our nervous system. And so the brain says, hold up, slow down, I'm not ready. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And the brain goes, well, what if I'm not used to this new level? What if I keep sliding back? What if I'm not fully embodying my new identity? Da, da, da. And all the brain is doing is saying, I'm not ready for this. I need some time to regulate. I need some time to calibrate. And this is your nervous system screaming because it's just not used to the new level. And I've seen it so many times where people just come up with these new fears that they weren't even afraid of before because now all of a sudden you're exposed to this brand new reality that you could choose to accept. But the body has not caught up yet. And so the brain is saying, wait, we're not ready for that yet. We're not ready for the new reality. So, what does the body do? It contracts. It tells yourself that, oh, we're not ready for you yet. Let me just be preoccupied about worrying about sliding back than worried about how do I live my new reality and putting my energy there. So, your fear is not, and I'm not saying that this applies to everyone, but it could apply to a lot of people. So your fear is not that you're going to undo your growth or undo your breakthroughs to actually enjoy it. Because, and what you're actually afraid of is trusting that the shift happened for real and that you alone are the only person that can give yourself the permission to live that new reality Because once it's real, there's no going back. You can continue to live your new reality and in your new identity and truly be able to enjoy it. Or you could be stuck being preoccupied about what if this doesn't happen for me? And what if I forget it? What if I can't reinforce it? What if I are not able to embody it? You have the permission to completely release these things and not even entertain them one bit so that that doesn't even become a problem for you. So, all of that to say, stop getting in your own way, stop stopping yourself, stop making things up to be afraid of. And even if you do, that's entirely okay because once your awareness is realizing that, oh, I've done this, I don't want to hold myself back anymore. You could just choose that this is not me anymore and we can continue to move forward. I hope that this gave you guys a new perspective of how you can reinforce and embody your shifts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.